Right, today is our last lesson for this period. We finish with this book also, and then we'll have a new book the next time. Okay, there'll be at least 2 weeks holidays for you. Okay, so it's a new volume coming. This volume is totally revised with a new ISBN number also. Now all these things we are studying is also recorded in the National Library, by the way. We have a set of these sutta books over there. Not because I want to put it there, but it's the official ruling. We've got to submit 2 copies of these books. I think ours is the only book that's not printed, because we come out every 3 months 1 book, So ours is photocopied and combound, but they accept it. Usually they don't accept it. And not only that, this Thursday, Friday, yeah, we have a special meeting at the National Library for writers, like people like us who submit the books there. I think they're going to discuss this digital archiving, digital storing of all this. In other words, everything will be online also. So I think that will make it much easier for us. So these are some interesting developments. So we want the Dhamma to be preserved, recorded, and available everywhere. On my Facebook and also the other website where we put now the suttas are available all over the world, and we have a lot of students in all the parts of the world: Australia, America, US, America North and South, China, Japan. And when the when the system broke down, some of them panic, they email say, "Hey, what happened? We need our notes, no notes, how to study." And one of them wrote, it says, "I never realized the value of these suttas until there was this breakdown. There was no access to the suttas, the website breakdown. Because before that, when they study, they don't know anything, they go to the website, you can just check, so easy, because everything is explained in detail. You cannot find this anywhere else, even in the best translation you have. Very difficult to read. For me, it's easy, you see. For scholars, it's easy, but for, if you're not a scholar, you need something easier to read, right? So we try to make it more spacious, more spacing, and easier to read. This is the old style, this book. So now the new one is much more, the lettering also, the fonts are also very easy to read. All right. So today we'll finish off the suttas that we have not done. There are a couple of other suttas which we won't do because it's only part translation. I had to translate those parts, Concerning Life of the Buddha, but now those sections have been fully translated elsewhere, so we'll study them another time. Today, page 173. This is a set of short teachings, but we go into the long teachings, 4 important qualities that will help us. It's called Sangaha Bala Sutta. Sangaha means something like support us, help us, okay? Even you can translate like something like welfare even. Bala means power. Short sound, Bala. Okay, it means power. Here, page 173. I'm look at the title first. Now, Pali, you got to be careful, long and short. Because you pronounce Bala. Bala is different meaning already. Bala means a young boy, or it means foolish. Okay, Bala. Whereas Bala, short Bala, it means power. And then Sutta, it means thread or teaching. The discourse on the powers in connection with conciliation. You can also translate as conciliation. That means bringing people together. Okay. Now let's look at the translation on page 178. The discourse on the powers in connection with conciliation. What are the kind of mental powers that we should cultivate that will help us get along with people, help us to be happy, and so on. So the focus here, the main idea is the first 4 things, the 4 powers. Bhikshus, there are these 4 powers. What are the 4? The power of wisdom, the power of energy, or if you like, effort, virya, the power of blamelessness. Nobody can blame you for not practicing the Dhamma properly and so on, that kind of blamelessness. They cannot find faults with you in a just way. Even if you are good, people will still find fault with you. They cannot find fault justly. In other words, it's not correct. It's just wrong ideas about you maybe, but you don't have to worry because you've done nothing wrong. That's called blamelessness. Number 4, the power of conciliation. There you are. Here means getting along with other people, bringing people together. All right, let's look at number. So here you have the syllabus, 4 things, and the Buddha will tell us one by one what they mean. So you can see round brackets 1. And what Bhikshu is the power of wisdom. As to those things that are unwholesome and regarded as unwholesome. Okay, let me simplify this for you, because the style here is scriptural. In other words, a very long sentence, and in the end, I'll tell you what it is. So, a power of wisdom means you know something unwholesome to be unwholesome. Something which is bad, you know it is bad. Right? Not upside down. Bad, you say, oh, it's good. Good, you say bad. That's upside down. Then what is wholesome or good? To be wholesome. What is blameworthy? To be blameworthy. What is blameless? To be blameless. Right? What is dark is regarded as dark. Dark means here, bring bad karma. Yeah? And what is bright? It means good karma, as bright. To those things that are what one should not practice, it is regarded as so. In other words, some things we should not do, right? And you understand, we should not do that. And as to those things we should practice, then you understand these are what we should practice. Right? In other words, we don't go the wrong way. And to those things that are unworthy of the noble ones are regarded so. So we should know, okay, what are the good things we should do for the monks in this case. Because in the Buddha's time, there are those awakened saints, Today, we don't know who they are. So there are monks and nuns today, they're not, most of them are not saints anyway, but they are good ones. If you are nice to them, if you show that you're a good practitioner, they're also forced to behave well. Okay? Many of them, they try to find excuse not to practice well. They say, oh, these lay people never support us, that's why we got to have money, we have to drive around in our own cars because we can't rely on the lay people, They have that kind of excuse. So if you are brave enough, you tell them, no need to use money, okay, we will support you, okay, with food, but you must keep the precepts, okay, something like that. If you can do that, you will change Buddhism for good. It's possible, in other words. Okay, so if you know something is right, take it as right. Don't say, oh, now it's modern, we don't need this, we don't need that. Wow, that's terrible. If you talk like that, you are destroying Buddhism. You have become Mara. A lot of people do not know that. They like to say everything modern means you can break the rules. They don't even know what the rules are. So we cannot talk like that. It's called irresponsible talk. Okay, and we cannot say, oh, it's all right this, it's all right that, because we don't know what is all right, what is not all right. We don't know the rules. We are not monks, we're not nuns. All right? If you have been a monk or nun before, if you study the Vinaya, you will know what is right, what is wrong. And it is important to help these monks and nuns behave, conduct themselves properly. They need our help also. That's why the Vinaya is there. The Vinaya is like a link between the lay people and the monastics. It is like house rules to protect the lay people so that the monastics don't take advantage of the lay people. These are rules so that the lay people don't spoil the monastics. So they are very important, and lay people must know the Vinaya, because it is because of the lay people that the Buddha introduced the Vinaya. Anyone who tells you don't read the Vinaya, these are business monks, business nuns, because they are afraid for you to know what's the wrong thing they are doing. Okay, so this is tell them no, we can't accept that. Okay, if they tell you, oh, if you do that, then we won't pray for you in the funeral. Say, very good, we can do it ourselves. Okay, don't worry about it, because remember, in the Buddha's time, the monks never performed last rites. The Buddha's funeral was performed by lay people, not by monks. The Buddha specifically said, Ananda, don't waste your time with all this. You practice your Dharma, become an Arhat. There are wise lay people who can perform all these duties. But then slowly things, we all disobeyed the Buddha, I've been listing all these things, the things that we disobeyed the Buddha. This is one of those things that we disobeyed the Buddha. The Buddha said, don't be undertakers, don't be funeral professionals. And here we are, earning a living, doing all these things. We have disobeyed the Buddha. We're going to pay for it, So don't. We can still go back. We can still move back closer to the Buddha. Okay, number 2. What is the power of energy, effort? As to those things that are unwholesome and regarded as unwholesome, and all those things mentioned earlier, no need to repeat them, okay? So we make an effort to redirect our mind to let go of them, okay? And then the wholesome states, we cultivate them. All right. So this is something like a simplified form of right effort. Okay. Avoid negative state. What are the negative states? Anything that has greed, hate, or delusion. Greed and hate, they are opposite. Right? Delusion is confusion. We are not sure what it is. We just blindly follow. Then the third one, further down, round brackets 3. And what is the power of blamelessness? Here, Bhikshu, a noble disciple, is blameless in terms of deeds, blameless in terms of words, blameless in terms of thoughts. These are the 3 doors of karma. Body, speech, and mind. Okay? So in other words, keeping the 5 precepts properly. Action of body are the first 3 precepts: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Right? So you would try our best to avoid that. Then you are said to be blameless. And then the 4th precept is speech. Okay, so that you guard your speech, right? Telling the truth in a proper way, helpful way, compassionate way. And then our mind, free from wrong views, free from violence, free from cruelty. All right. Now remember, when you look at the precepts, tell yourself these are the Buddha's guide for us, reminding us that these are 5 things we often make mistakes. We often break. That is why these 5 are mentioned, and this also helps us to live really human lives. Life is precious, so don't kill. That's the first precept. And life is precious, so we want to be happy. We work, right? So that's the second precept. That's why stealing is wrong. We're taking away other people's effort. And the third precept is about respect for the the body, And when a person says no, you respect that. So that is, or simply respect, if you like. That's the third precept. Fourth precept, everything must be true. All these things that we learn must be, or we talk about all these precepts are true. That's the fourth precept. Okay. And the last precept is about not getting intoxicated, so that our mind is clear. When our mind is clear, we do things right. People cannot cheat us or cause us trouble, or if we have problems, we very quickly, effectively solve those problems. Okay. So that's called blamelessness. All right, next part is very beautiful, very important. The 4 bases of conciliation, or welfare, if you like. The 4 bases of welfare also can. Round brackets 4. And what bhikshus is the power of conciliation or welfare? Sangaha Bala. Bhikshus, there are these 4 bases of conciliation. 1, generosity. 2 or B, pleasant speech. C, beneficial conduct. D, impartiality. How do you become popular? How do you become helpful to other people? How do you help other people? Number 1, by being generous. Generous here is not just money. Money is the easy one. Yeah? You got to be generous with your energy, with your time, with your patience, right? So this is a kind of giving, okay? And then pleasant speech, right? That means talk in a very gentle way, persuasive way, useful way, okay? Pleasant way. So this is speech, no? So when you talk like that, people they're attracted to you. They want to listen. Their heart feel happy. Okay. Then beneficial conduct. This is your action. You are kind to them. The way you behave yourself. You're kind to people. When they come, you offer them a seat, offer them a drink. Those are basic things. Yeah. And then the number 4 is a bit tricky, impartiality. That means you're not biased. You treat everyone equally. You know? For example, rich and poor come, you don't rush the rich and leave the poor. You treat them all. Whoever comes first, you talk to them. They need help, you listen to them like that. Yeah. I think was it yesterday there was this article in newspaper, about casual snobbery. Singaporeans last week. Sunday. Yeah. Singaporeans are becoming very snobbish, very atas, because we are becoming very rich, So we feel we have conquered the world. The writer said, "Have you forgotten we were migrants 1 generation ago?" I think my answer is that we have not forgotten we are migrants because we are still migrants. That's why we don't know how to behave when we are rich. We've got to get out of the migrant mentality. We are good people. We are noble people. We've got to act as good and noble people in the Buddhist way, in a kind, human way. Buddhist way means human way. So, being snobbish, being like atas, looking down people, it's not very helpful. You are the outcast. Right? The Buddha says, if you do that, you are the outcast. Not those people we look down on. So it's not wealth that makes us higher. It's your conduct. Okay. So that's impartiality. Right? And now the details. A, the foremost of gifts, bhikshus, is the gift of the Dharma. Now, there you are, this famous saying. You want to know where it comes from? Here it is. What's the greatest gift you can give people? You can give food, it lasts only 1 meal. You give some money, well, spend for a while and then it's finished. Right? Like the Chinese saying says if you teach a person, if you give a bowl of rice, you just feed for 1 meal only. But you teach a person how to plant paddy, then this person has a meal for a long time. Right? In other words, it's a gift of knowledge, in this case. That doesn't mean you should not give food to the person who's hungry. That's immediate help, of course. But you also teach them long term what to do. Then next one, the other thing is, why is it giving Dharma is the greatest gift? When you give the Dharma, you give wisdom. You teach the person to be peaceful. You teach the person not to have fear. Right? There is such a thing called the gift of fearlessness. What does this mean? Someone come to you very worried, What's the first thing you tell this person? Don't worry. Let them, okay, tell me what's worrying you. Like that you listen to the person. Sometimes just by listening makes the person feel good and peaceful. All right? It's not so good to say it's all right, okay? Because obviously it's not all right with this person. He's very worried. No need to say that. Just say, tell me what's wrong, okay? Something like that. And don't find excuses. You often hear people like to say, "Oh, don't worry lah. You think your trouble is big, my trouble is bigger." No, that's terrible. Someone got a big cut and said, "Why you worry? My cut is bigger." I mean, this poor man is bleeding. You can't talk like that. Words don't stop bleeding. You got to help. Right? So these are things that you can be very careful. If you don't know what to do, then don't hurt people. Recommend that person to someone else who can help. Right? So these are ways we help people in a human way. That is giving of Dhamma, give of fearlessness and so on. Next one is pleasant speech. The foremost of pleasant speech is the teaching the Dhamma again and again to those who are desirous of it and listen attentively. All right? See, like here we are teaching you the Dhamma again and again, and you want to learn the Dhamma. Here you are gathered together here, and that's really wonderful, right? So this is called pleasant speech, talking the Dhamma. Right? Sometimes people forget, so you go on telling them again and again until they remember. You tell them in different ways sometimes. In a sense, when you talk about Buddhism, it's not just learning religion. You are becoming more really cultured, not material culture, not religious culture. If you like, you can say spiritual culture or humane culture even. Culture means growth, changing to become better. So when we study Buddhism, we get peace of mind. Then wherever we go, we are peaceful. We also influence others to be peaceful. The best compliment someone can tell you is, "You look so peaceful, Or better than that, people will say, "When I'm near you, I feel very happy." Wow, that's really wonderful. And so you got to maintain that peace, so that people, by seeing you, they feel happy. This is called the Asaji effect. Asaji, the youngest of the 5 monks, I think. Sariputta saw Asaji so peaceful. The Buddha also saw the fourth side. Remember the monk? He felt the same way. So there you are. It's very important to look peaceful. You are peaceful, then you look peaceful, and people feel peaceful. That's a wonderful way of practicing Buddhism. But you got to start building up this energy. Then C, the foremost of beneficent conduct, of helpful conduct, bhikshus, is to rouse, instill, establish faith in the faithless. Those who have no faith, you encourage them, inspire them to have faith in good things, in the Dhamma. To rouse, to instill, to establish moral virtue in the immoral. Oh, this is quite tough, right? For example, we may have relatives who like to go fishing. How do you tell them, "Hey, don't fish, they enjoy fishing," Or they like gambling, how to tell them. So you got to think of skillful means of how to encourage them to be truly happy, So if they are immoral, you help them to be moral. One way I notice is very easy often is to show your kindness, your love, especially to relatives. When they feel that kindness and love, they somehow will be moved to act kindly also. Next, to rouse and still establish charity in the miser. Right? Some people are very selfish, but you teach them to be more generous. And then rouse and still establish wisdom in the foolish. Right? People who don't like to learn or are not wise, teach them to be wise. To be wise means to be able to read signs, to even read minds. You know what people are going to do, and you prepare yourself, don't get into trouble. You're not cheated by others. That's a basic, simple level of wisdom. On a higher level, you know how to deal with your own problems, you're at peace with yourself. Wisdom. Wisdom means you live life fully, you see the rights and the wrongs, suffering and joy, and you know what to do. All right, so that's about wisdom. Then D, the foremost of impartiality, bhikshus, is the stream winner's impartiality towards the stream winner. Okay, this one's a bit technical. to talk about really on the same level. Okay, like we all are different levels here. So our levels are like those radio waves, never stable. No? Whereas the streamer is always calm. So streamer and streamer, the minds are the same. Same kind of faith, same kind of wisdom. Same in the sense that they easily agree with one another. Okay, so then the one's returner's impartiality with another one's returner, the non-returner's impartiality with another non-returner, arahat's impartiality with another arahat, because their mental level, their level of awakening are similar. It's like you go to university, you get graduates, all the BAs in say art or whatever subject, they will know what each other is talking. That's the meaning here. Like mind, okay? But in a sense, we all today, as long as we discuss the Dharma, we are in a sense like mind, because we are not quarreling with each other, something like that. Okay? Okay, there you are. So this you may have to read on your own again in your free time. Okay, then the Buddha continues and says the 5 fears. This is a new area, new subject. What are the things we usually are afraid of? Okay, Bhikshus, the noble disciple accomplished in these 4 powers overcome 5 fears. Right? So if you practice the 4 powers, what are the 4 powers again? Wisdom, energy, blamelessness, conciliation. Then you don't have to worry about 5 common things. Fear of livelihood, fear of disrepute, lose face. Fear of nervousness before an assembly, fear of death, and the fear of bad destiny, bad rebirth. These are 5 things you don't have to fear. All right? Section 9, this is the first one. I have no fear for my livelihood. Why should I fear for my livelihood? I have the 4 powers, the power of wisdom, the power of energy, the power of blamelessness, the power of conciliation. In other words, you say, why should I fear not earning a living? Because I have wisdom, I have training. So here wisdom is very broad, includes knowledge also. And I have energy, I'm hardworking. And then I'm free from blame, I've not committed any crime. And I have power of conciliation. I make friends, I know how to solve problems, and so on. Okay? Then there is no fear of disrepute. Why should I fear people, even people talk bad about me? I shouldn't be afraid because I've done nothing wrong. I have all these 4 powers. Okay? So next, I have no fear of nervousness before an assembly. Right? We're not shy to stand for a crowd and talk to people. Okay? Because we have all these 4 powers. Right? Some of us are very shy to stand in front of the crowd because we say, I don't know this, I don't know what to say, like that, right? But you have all this, you dare to stand before a crowd. Now this is very important to the monks because they have to talk Dhamma, you see, and a lot of people are calm. So if the monk is nervous and shy, it will be very difficult, isn't it? So the monks have to be very calm and confident, and talk Dhamma to the crowd. And then, death is of course very fearful, right? Say, we won't fear death if you have these 4 powers because you have not done anything wrong, you are at peace with yourself. And you don't have to fear any bad destiny, meaning you have done no wrong, so you won't be reborn in suffering states, right? So these are the kind of reflection. You keep on examining yourself, don't make any mistakes, so build your wisdom, exert your energy, don't be lazy in practicing the Dhamma, and then keep the precepts well so that no one can blame you, be honest, be good. And then conciliation, meaning something like social kindness, you're kind to other people also. Okay? So you do that, you have all these wonderful bodhisattva values, if you like, qualities. No? So this is a quite simple, short and sweet sutta. No? The most important one, remember, is section 6. Okay, just look at section 2 and section 6. This summarizes the sutta for you. Okay, so any questions here? You want to take a break now, or we go on to the two other very short suttas?
I have a question.
Oh, okay, question.
Extreme winner's impartiality towards extreme winner.
Yes.
You were saying that both of them, the mind level is there.
Yeah, more.
Quite like-minded.
Yes, like-minded.
I'm just imagining, can a extreme winner have the same like-mindedness as a once returner, for example?
There are overlappings. Yeah, they overlap. But the extreme winner, of course, has less. The three roots are less. Greed, hate, delusion are lessened. Whereas the extreme winner still may worry about money, for example. Okay, for example, you have King Bimbisara, still a extreme winner, but still a king. See? So he may still worry about money or worry about his kingdom, things like that. But he will not break the precepts. It's a matter of refinement. For the Arhat, wow, he's totally clear about the Four Noble Truths, whereas the extreme winner is still not totally clear. I mean, we may think we know, but we still look at suffering and then we don't know what to do, We might be shocked, wow, how can all this thing happen, Yeah. So imagine the graduate analogy easier to understand. For example, you get all the MA in certain subjects, so when they talk to each other, they easily communicate. They know what the other guy is talking about, something like that. Yeah. So we're talking about similar or like-mindedness with each other. I mean, just like Buddhists and Buddhists, you meet together, you have to be kind to people or something like that. Yeah. Whereas if you are robbers, you meet each other and say, hey, let's rob, isn't it? So it depends on your mental level. Yeah. Yes?
We talk about this impartiality. Here we're talking about the saints. What about normal people like us? How do we practice?
Yeah, it's a bit tough. That means you have to listen more to people and do your metta. I accept you just as you are. Okay? To be frank, in my life, I've never met anyone who completely agree with me. I've met more people who completely disagree with me. But then the most are in between. Okay, sometimes they agree with you, sometimes they don't agree with you. All right. So the idea is to learn to listen. If you learn to listen, then people will respect you. Yeah? I have good friends. Sometimes my good friends, they hear other people get very upset with me because sometimes I write reflections which are quite revealing, and they realize they thought that I'm talking bad about them. I don't even know them. So they say, why your teacher so horrible write such things? So they get hurt. And this poor friend, he also gets worried, so he comes back to me and say, why are you like this? Why can't you be more friendly with people and so on? Well, that's not the point. I mean, I'm not writing to hurt people, The thing is, all teachers say things which normally a student dare not say. Things which are important, which are real, which are true, which are helpful. Not many people can do that. But teachers have to do that. But if a teacher comes along and tells you only nice things that you want to hear, and then you say, wow, this teacher is very nice, and you go to this teacher, you call that a guru. He knows how to manipulate you, and make use of you. Okay? Some teachers will tell you things which you don't like, but then you think, say, wow, later, many years later, you look back and say, wow, this is true. All right? So the problem with the teacher is he must think when to tell you the right thing at the right time. Sometimes tell you indirectly. That's why the Buddha used a lot of stories. Stories are indirect way of telling the truth. A few days ago, one of those leading Nobel Prize authors passed away, V.S. Naipaul. He's not a very popular writer because he's one of the nastiest writers alive in our times. He writes just as he feels, just as he thinks. But they are true. his style is very harsh, to put it very simply like that. In fact, his behavior is so harsh. He's said to be a misogynist. He openly talks bad about women, you know. And so you just need to read the New York Times report about him, which is reprinted in the State Sunday Times. Yet he won the Nobel Prize because he wrote the truth. And there are intelligent people who value truth despite the nastiness of this man. So can you imagine if someone had told him, say, oh, you're very nasty, we don't like you, and this poor man got discouraged to stop writing. We have lost an author, we have lost a Nobel Prize writer. So what I'm saying is, you can sometimes meet a bad teacher. Of course, you've got to keep your safe distance, but there are some good things he will say. You've got to find out what are those good things. In a sense, my earliest teachers are all bad teachers. I don't know how else to define them. You know, I mean, they break the Vinaya rules openly, you know. So I don't want to say this because some of their followers are still alive. So, but the thing is, apart from their dancing in their robes, they also tell me nice things. You know, they say like, you must have the courage to speak. You must. This is how you study the suttas and things like that. So there's something good in them. All right, but you don't have to follow the bad part. I don't think right now we all have the good karma to meet someone who's totally good. That would be an arahat, you know. Even if we meet that kind of person, we won't know. That's the tragedy, you know. And worse than that, you might canonize your own arahat. Oh, this guy's an arahat. And then you think that he's telling all the right things. That is why the Buddha wisely tells us, rely on yourself. Turn to the suttas. You are safest with you yourself as your teacher. But you must go on studying. If you don't study the suttas, you won't have this wisdom on how to know who's right, who's wrong, who's good, who's bad. Okay, like today is our last lesson, so we close with a special dedication of merit, and also 7 moon. Got to think about our ancestors also. Now we have completed this volume 3. Been coming here diligently. We have patiently sit down and listen. We have come together happily, with a good heart, with joy, with a lot of nice food. And we've come here in friendship. We have made a lot of sacrifices coming here. We start our study by reciting the precepts, and then we keep the precepts throughout this lesson. And then we are curious. We want to study. This also is a good attitude, a good mind. These are all wonderful good karma. We have ourselves created all this very good karma. And this is how we purify ourselves, by our own action. We educate ourselves, we calm ourselves, we think happy and beautiful things. By all this good karma, may we be blessed with the courage and wisdom to understand the nature of stream winning, to aspire to attain at least stream winning in this life itself. And also we send out our loving kindness to all our loved ones, that they may be well and happy. And today, let us, especially together, send our loving kindness, direct our loving kindness to Brother Lo, who's going for his operation on Thursday, that he be well and happy, recover quickly. He's under good care, but still we send him our well wishes, so that he will feel very good and happy with new eyes and have a good rest. And all this, the good deeds he has done will ripen to take care of him, protect him, bring him happiness, and also his wife, his family, and this place to be peaceful and happy. So send your well wishes or loving kindness right now to him, to his family, to this place. And also to your own families, to others who are practicing the Dharma, that they may be well and happy and realize the truth and the path in this life itself. And to those who are lost, may they too find the true way in this life itself. May all beings be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.